Hooray! So this is Autotalk at last. We're back with our latest playthrough video, long overdue. We've got our friend Greg with us today.
Hello. I've worked with these guys briefly, and I've seen an old version of this, but it's been... it's been
so this will give you some sort of idea of where you can go at the moment. Lots of storage around here. We've got loads of basic robots going crazy with the farming.
I have never seen this many robots on screen, by the way. No, that's very cool. That's very impressive.
So you see, look, it's got a little orchard going on over here. So you've got apples, and the apples you can use to make apple pies or just serve them. So these are the folk. These lie around. These are just the dudes lying around the natives.
Yes, so do you have a name for them?
Just folk. They need a proper name at some point. Slugabeds. So they're just sort of hanging around. So the general gist is going to be, because we don't want to combat focus. We don't want any of that sort of stuff. There are cows. There's sheep now.
Sheep.
Yep. It's the beginnings of a sort of textile cycle. He's been very busy with this road pavement there. You can see. So dry stone walls. We just put brick walls in, but they're crude brick walls. There's seeds over here. It's got a forestry thing going on. There's so much going on. Got canoes, dugout canoes, fishing. There's a little clay processing going over there. He's got little kilns on the go.
I mean, this is huge. I mean, do you have an idea roughly what size this map is?
This is actually quite a small map.
Sorry, I keep seeing little things. Could you go down there every second, just back to where you were, like down the screen? What is that guy on that bridge doing?
I don't know. There's some flowers as well now. There's like 6 or 7 different types of flowers we put in just for decoration. You can make little flower pots now.
Sorry, I keep seeing little random things. Like, what's that? And what's that? What's that?
We've been busy, as I say. It's trying to balance out the automation stuff with the fun stuff. He's not exploded.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa. That's the storage area.
Okay.
All that storage.
That's insane.
It is insane. Warehouse.
It's the kind of game I could very much see people doing things like community challenges where you have to work on a map that's only 20 by 20 tiles, or you have.
Well, indeed, this is one of the things we need to look at from a game point of view. The constraints are probably a good thing because in terms of the recycling of space and resources, there's lots of these towers. People love building these towers rather than storing. So there's several towers of apples over there from the orchards. That's the cereal seed.
Oh, so they're just dumping the resources over and over and over again? Right, okay.
So they just go off and forever.
I have to say, there's something, and for some reason it never really occurred to me the first time I saw this, but there's a very cool Dwarf Fortress vibe to this. Which is a game that I really enjoyed, but found really, really inaccessible. There's something very, very, I don't know, relaxing watching all the dudes run around. Like, there's something really satisfying about that.
Ant colonies or beehives to a certain extent. Exactly. So that's a sort of scale. If Aaron zooms back even further, you'll see that it's a pretty. That's just one small area of the map as well. So one of the things we're looking at having, what we know we're going to do is some sort of transportation network, so you'll be able to move things between islands and spaces. So initially it's going to be the bots just doing it by foot, and then it'll be horse and cart, and then it'll be proper little trucks, and before you know it, rail. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then on the right there you've got the research tab. So we put the first piece of research in, just bash research at the moment. So we've had these weeds lying around for ages. We've always planned to do something with them. The way that works now is you dig up a weed, you build up a research station, and you basically bash the hell out of it until you realise what it's used for. So it's almost like real science.
Yes.
With the idea is we'll have lots of different tests, and you'll be able to do different tests on different things, and you automate it. You'll get a whole load of guys go bash.
Will there be any degree of, because I remember originally, I don't know how much this is carried on to it, you would have different workers that were better than each other, like performed better, as you upgraded the workers and stuff. Will there be any sort of specializations, or will it be very much that a worker is level 1, a worker is level 2, a worker is level 3? Yeah, we've toyed with a lot of different things. So we've done a couple of little bits and bobs here. So that guy there, the crude worker, he's very strong and tough, but he's slow. It turns out we've got the variables such that the basic bots are actually more efficient at this. We've introduced a third bot, the steam bot, which can't see any steam bots in there. It consumes the wood it's got in its inventory, so you've got to be very careful about how you use it. Oh, okay. So do you have to give
it burns anything?
So do you have to give a robot a task to refuel the other ones then?
Yes,
right.
So he also. Oh, there's a steam bot. There we go.
This is new. There is a thing that displays their. I'm assuming this is their task list.
Oh, right. This is their brains. Yes. So their brains used to be a lot cruder. That's been tidied up a lot more. So
yes, this is all
it's
new.
certainly more Scratch-like in its appearance. Than
It's like a visual scripting language.
It is.
I'm assuming you can drag and move these around then, or whatever you need.
So that's evolving quite nicely. So as you show and tell, which we'll show in a moment, it fills in the brain with the visual sort of script. But you can move things around, you can start tweaking variables and messing around with
That's nice. It gives you an extra level of control.
What's lovely is that the community so far have come up with some fantastic scripts and workarounds for different things, because there are certain features that we haven't done yet, like additional statements and so on. But there are people sharing these really clever scripts, or more efficient scripts.
Yes. Have you had that thing where you'll see someone develop something in the community and you're like, how did they do that?
That's happened a few times,
insane.
So when this level's at its optimum, there is everything going on. There is everyone moving around, and it is just like a crazy ant farm. I'm a fan of the noise. I like noise a lot, so I like to hear all the. It's like some crazy mad lab or a clockwork toy that's going insane.
I just like that nice change from like sort of ambient quiet, whenever you start the game and there's nothing happening, to almost the hustle bustle of a city. Like, it does ramp up.
It is. Well, and that's certainly where we'll end up, because what we're planning for the next sort of 6-month block is to pretty much just go through the eras. So we're kind of a sort of Stone Agey, slightly medievally stage. We've tried out a few other bits and bobs like steam and so on. So farming will get richer. There'll be things like, even something as simple as warring in the real world as crop rotation suddenly becomes interesting when you've got to automate the whole thing. So we're going to evolve that. There'll be textile mills, which will be great, because the aim we're going for is that you teach them the meaning of life.
Okay.
So the meaning of life could end up being this. It's still got to go through automation, so you learn this automated process. But the idea being that, in theory, there's quite a few branches of meaning of life that you could end up with.
So you could end up with some dystopian hellish landscape by the end of the film?
I don't see why not, but I can certainly, when you're playing it, you can certainly see how it goes in certain directions. Those guys set up little camps, which had a slightly disturbing feel to it. He set up, one of the camps had just the water-based porridge, one had milk-based porridge, one had apple pies, and there was kind of like a class system going on.
The fact that like it allows that level of
really cool.
customization's amazing. I can only imagine the level, as this game develops, the level of like creativity that people are allowed to do. It's my favorite kind of game that you can sit down and very much do your own thing. It's almost developing a game within a game.
Something like that, yeah. It's the same with the folk. You don't really want them doing anything. They need to be the point of focus for the automation.
Yes.
So we've got this whole idea of they'll have demands and needs. So there's obvious ones like food and shelter, which we've got in basics in the moment, but they'll get used to these things and they'll want more, and their taste, as it were, will grow and develop. And it's like
I like that idea that your people become so sophisticated that we demand silk. Well, I've broken that because I took that apart.
Some sericulture, so you're going to get some silkworms. Exactly. So there's all these cool things that you end up building up. So you can see they're all hungry. They want food. So there will come a point where we'll have art and literature, and we'll have little bots doing sculpture and painting, because there's a need and a demand for this stuff.
I just love the idea that eventually you'll have, culture and art and philosophy and little folk having existential crises.
I think it'd be cool. And the great thing is, we'll be trying to figure out what they want and what do they need. So sometimes I think they'll be specific, and it'll be like, I'm hungry, I want apple pie. But you can do things like, there'll be fun things like, you could have one guy who's, I want a party, and it'd be like, I'm going to arrange a party. So you could do things like, I want a band, I want this, I want that. So you'd have to get your orchestra together, you may have to get a bus together to pick up all his mates. There's all these weird little things you'd have to automate that would be really quite fun little puzzles to figure out how it's going to work. You could do everything in theory by yourself, which would be insane. You'd just never be able to keep up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you can do all the things the robots can do.
Correct.
Although I know quite a lot of times, especially more upgraded robots, can do things faster and better, and they can carry more. So it becomes massively diminishing returns trying to keep doing it with just your individual guy. But I like the fact that there's nothing particularly special about them versus you. It's not like they can do a thing like that you can't do. Your only special thing is your sentience, basically. The fact that you're the one in charge. I do, whenever you're talking about this, I mean, there's so many ways you could take this. You could pick any aspect of any of the things we talked about and massively develop it.
One of the greatest moments is when people realise there's initial sort of, I have to wind them up because they've run out of steam. That's rubbish. I don't want to keep... and then someone twigs, hold on, this is a game about automating boring things. I've got this sussed. So they'll figure out they need to put another bot to wind up the other bots. and then that one runs out, and they're like, oh, I've got it. So there's a lovely double whammy of, I'll get a bot to wind up the bots, they can keep it winding each other up, so there'll always be someone to wind each other up. We've got a windmill there and that's powered just by wind at the moment. We've got plans for a water mill with a proper little, there's a porridge pot, there's a butter churn, there's a kitchen table which we use as a sort of focal point for making pies. It made sense. There's a crude oven there, fire basically.
Sorry, so is this the research you were talking about? Is this how you get new buildings?
If you use the Bash research station and allocate resources to that, the more people you have, the faster you research. So instead of just being sort of slider or numbers, I'm going to allocate 50 people to research today, and it costs money. It's not like that. It's a physical thing. You have to set up. You have to automate, or you can do it yourself. And eventually, when it's had enough testing, they realised, ta-da! We can make string from the roots. Yes, since you last seen, we've got a kiln there. We've got a clay station, which is basically a very bad pun on PlayStation. But that's where it's a potter's wheel type thing. There's the spinning jenny there, the spinning wheel. There's a millinery station for making hats. Oh, the rocking chairs for knitting.
There's ambient wildlife and stuff as well, isn't there? You have, because you can you get cows and sheep and stuff. Are they just roaming around, or do you have to create them? Or?
No, well, we've only put 2 in so far, which is cows and sheep. Yeah. So they're off there, they need milking. And over here you've got loads of sheep fattening up. You see, they all need shearing. So they start off little thin pink things. Oh, he's put a hat on one. Yeah, sheep and stuff. I mentioned you put hats on the animals as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Right? Yeah. Can you do the same with your robots? Like, can you get stupid? That's brilliant. I love stuff like that. I can see this. I mean, there's tons of
He's wearing his little afro wig. That's from Steve Jobs.
All right, give me a second to order what was going on there.